I mean, the proficiency pay.
Right.
So when I got out, I had in the whole army there were only about 22 people who had that same MOS because it was new. It was created for NATO. The first group who graduated went to Naples, Italy, and they were staying in the hotels on the beach and everything. So they're writing back and said, "Man, and you guys get over here. This is beautiful over here. This is what we do." And so when I got ready to, when we graduated, and they finally said, you get a new assignment. I'm just no. Even I was going to Naples or to SHAPE headquarters in Brussels, and they kept calling off names of people going, and finally they stopped and said, "Okay, people whose names didn't call, you going to Fort Bragg, North Carolina."
Oh man!
And I said, "What?" And that was on the 4th of July. When I got to Fort Bragg, and the headquarters was in the newspapers, 2 paratroopers had gotten killed because their parachutes got tangled up together. And then, so we wake up that next morning, the guy says, "Okay, everybody who is not airborne, didn't sign up for it, you're going airborne or get out of this company. We will make arrangements and you can be transferred to another company." Well, I didn't know it. I had one guy that I'd been with all the way from, he'd gone to the same school that I had gone through all the time. And he was from Los Angeles. His name was James Grant. He was a big guy. He must have been 6'4", 220 or so. And he said, "Man, I don't want to do all this." So they said, "Well, you will be taken by, you will remain in your company. You will be taken by a deuce and a half to the 82nd area, and you will go through the training, and you come back at night. Along with you, we will have other people from Washington, D.C., from the Pentagon, and everybody coming down. There will be no harassment." And the more I got to thinking about that, I said, "Well, man," and what we had were generals, colonels, everybody from Washington, D.C., and when you're in the airborne unit, the PFC, if he is a member of the cadre, can tell you, what to do. And you see these guys telling generals, "Get down and give me 5" or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
A private?
So you didn't. Well, they were probably more likely if he could have been a PFC if he'd been busted. But in the Marine Corps, we had this one little kid. In the Marine Corps, I guess you get 3 stripes, but you only need 3.
Right.
And he thought he was a sergeant.
Oh no.
And so they asked for volunteers to do PT. He'd run out there. Said, "No, you're not a sergeant. Get back in there." He said, "I got 3 stripes. You're not a sergeant over there." So I was they didn't give me no harassment or anything. Like we see all these other guys running around over the base calling GI grit, GI corn, just gee, I wish I was going airborne. They took us over there. We went through the stuff, and we came back and we jumped. You had to do 3 jumps. Every 3 months you had to get in 3 jumps. Because we jumped Hollywood style, which meant you don't see the guy, you have a helmet on, and that's all they have. Because we were not combat, we
Right.
weren't combat anything over there, and that was so you had to fight like that to get on a manifesto for
To practice your jump.
to get in to qualify to stay on the jump manifesto. and we got ranked very fast. That's how I made it so fast. Because most of the guys in the airborne unit, I don't know if you've read books or seen anything, they, like I said, they were building up for Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
And there were a lot of, well, black kids were being volunteered. They weren't, what was this movie you saw with Moore? What's this guy? It was a documentary, and I don't know if you, what was his name? Moore. He's the guy that writes. He does all of these political satires. And he did
Oh.
you know who I'm talking about politically. He's from Michigan.
Oh.
Michael Moore, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Moore. Well, you see that one he had, remember, they showed at the shopping center in Detroit where they had the
Recruiters?
the MPs or somebody going around, I mean, recruiters.
Right, yeah.
Going around. Well, that's how they black kids, they either had a choice of going to jail or going to the military at that time.
Uh-huh.
So you got them all in there, and they were not really wanting to be soldiers, but because they were in there, that's how all of these units were heavily black at that time.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw the movie with John Wayne and Green Beret,
No, I have not seen it, John Wayne.
I've never seen that movie, no.
well, it was based upon special forces. See, special forces is also headquartered at Fort Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, you guys are probably too young, but the Vietnam War, they had advisors, they said military
advisors.
troops, they were
Yeah.
advisors. You could not carry weapons. Then they kept getting killed, so they'd go up, and they escalated up to advisors. Well, the 11th Special Forces, it was the main Special Forces group, but then they would go to Okinawa to train, and that's what this was about. So it was somewhat truthful. Well, that's where I got the the Article 15, because where I had to walk right past where one of the helicopter groups was, and this colonel who was apparently the wing commander, whatever they call him. We meet, and I just got tired of saluting him one day. So bullshit over here, you know. So I went on, and he reported me to the. Well, it was easy from the find who it was, because I was the only military person working in the signal depot, all civilians. And it was a lot of fun. They wasted money on me. People who really was interested in the war, they gave me a lot of training, and I'm not so sure how or why they did. I think it's because I scored pretty high on, it was a military version of the IQ test.
Right.
What they call the
As,
ASVABs.
I don't know if they called it that back there, ASVAB or something like that,
Something, whatever it
ASVAB.
was over there. And I think I had 137, 100 someplace in there, wherever it was. But they said that was pretty high. And actually, for some strange reason, from physics in high school, I remembered certain formulas. I just saw them and I recognized them. And that's why they put me in electronics.
Oh.
And that was a godsend. The other way I could pay for my cars was all these civilians were black also that worked at, well, not all, there were only about 4 blacks in there, but they were all graduates of either North Carolina A&T or some of the other colleges there, and they had their own. Back in those days, you fix your television over there. You didn't go out. They would go out,
You didn't go out. Right, you just buy your television.
Right, yeah. Well, we got smart enough to understand that the numbers for part numbers for the military could be converted to civilian. And that's where they got all their supplies and
Oh,
stuff.
so you're getting the parts from the military?
Oh yeah, we pay. So on the weekends they would
Fix
say,
TVs.
they'd come out and say, hey, say, young crew, that's what they'd always call me. Said, look, we're so far behind, you want to come down and help us out? And I said, yeah, so that they'd pay me. And we had more parts than the Army had, the signal depot had. There's all kind of ways you could make a hustle out of it if you wanted to, and because nobody was really bothering me, they weren't paying
Yeah,
much
you were
attention.
there by yourself.
And
Yeah.
you just saw so much waste in the Army.
Oh, I bet.
We had
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
did he get his head?
Okay. Oh.
I don't know about Bill. We had nobody that would eat in the mess hall.
No one would eat in the mess hall?
No. And the mess sergeant, you got to draw down for everybody because if they come, you got to feed them. But no sooner than people got off work, they were gone.
Are there two in each of their hands?
At Bragg, they had all kind of fast food places and stuff, McDonald's and all that.
Yeah. Well, when I was stationed on the Naval Air Base, we ate there because it was good. The food was good. The Navy had good food.
Well, the food was good there because all these generals and everybody ate in there, but they weren't coming in there to eat. It wasn't meant. You had to cook all that stuff anyway. And you see all these civilians out there, and people on KP just pouring out pans of pork chop.
Yeah.
And so one day I was out there and I said to the guy, I guess he was, the KP was on there, I said, open up that thing and let some of these people take your sandwiches, get you some stuff out of there, but they just pouring it out, Yeah. We had a guy, a person who made pizza. We had specialists for everybody else because they were trying to make it attractive for these people coming in and eat. They just didn't want to eat mess hall stuff.
Oh, it's doing it.
That's one way.
So they get off and wanted to go eat. Most of them going into Fayetteville or someplace.
Huh.
And that was one other. Later on, the two guys came in the company. One was a Jewish guy, and the other was an Italian kid from Brooklyn. And the Jewish kid was from Philadelphia. But this Italian kid was used to the dark-skinned Italians. His name was Andy Ferruta. And he hated the South, and he hated the Army. Coming back from Fayetteville, I don't know why we've been out there. So we stopped at a restaurant in between Fayetteville and Fort Bragg, and they refused to serve him because they thought he was black. Man.
They refused him?
Yeah, and we had another black kid in there who was from Richmond, Virginia, and he could go on either side. They go on one side, they say, oh, you're black, you can't eat on here. I said, oh, okay, so go on the other side. And they said, no, you're white, you have to go there. I said, oh, okay.
So what did the Italian guys say when they refused him?
Man, Andy cursed them like everything he could think of.
Did he tell him he was Italian?
Yeah, and they could tell, whether it's active, but they say no.
Well, those folks are Italians just as bad as being black anyways, I bet.
Big difference over there, right
Yeah.
there. And the Jewish kid, it turned out that his job was an administrative aide to a general, and all that the general wanted to do was to play golf. And so he left the
This is caddy.
yeah, it wasn't because he was the administrative aide, and they ran the doggone thing, make all the decisions and shit. And he turned out for some reason, when he got out, he came to Tucson, he started